Quickly dissect them.
The styrofoam container inside a Brisbane lab is filled with frozen cane toads sent to scientists who were working on a way to get rid of them.
This is a first shot across the bows in the value of chemical ecology.
A toxin from the toads is extracted, blended,
You can see the toxin there.
and dripped onto bait. It's used to draw cane toad tadpoles into a container where they're captured and killed.
We think that taking out hundreds of thousands, even millions of poisonous tadpoles from the waterways is an end in itself, right? Because those are poisonous tadpoles that had the capacity to poison aquatic life. They're taken out.
But the groundbreaking process, developed at the University of Queensland, relies on the public to catch adult cane toads and send them to the lab.
And then they put them in the freezer.
Killing hundreds of thousands of tadpoles may sound like a lot until you consider that female cane toads can produce up to 40,000 eggs at a time, and there are millions of poisonous amphibians across the country. Cane toads were introduced to Australia from South America 8 decades ago to eat sugarcane beetles that threatened the Queensland crop. The problem with that initial failed experiment was that nobody really thought through the fact that cane toads are not prolific jumpers and didn't have the ability to reach those beetles on the sugarcane, the very beetles they were brought in to eradicate. Instead, the toad population exploded, each one equipped with a toxin that's used to deter hungry predators.
There are no native toads in Australia, so our native predators can't deal with that poison, and we get massive mortality. 95% of these big predators are killed within a few months of toads arriving, so it's a catastrophe.
The amphibious invader has also become a cultural icon.
No one could stop the menace of the cane toads running free.
Featured in movies and TV ads.
Why are you licking yourself?
I'm not. I might have been. Les, I just told you it's poisonous and now you're licking it.
And over the years, finding creative ways to get rid of cane toads has become something of a sport.
Well, I really go out of my way to run over cane toads basically because I have a very profound love of the wildlife that occurs here naturally.
There was something about the toad being an alien and not belonging here that really seemed to reinforce this remarkably strong hatred.
Some native animals have learned not to eat the poisonous toads, and their numbers have rebounded over time.
Today we look at our habitat around us, we see some of the wildlife, but imagine what the wildlife was like before the toads got here and caused the chaos that they've done.
Some politicians have proposed cash for cane toad schemes to help reduce the population. And while the science being used here is impressive,
To be really blunt, it's not going to eradicate cane toads.
there is still nothing stopping these creatures from creating chaos as they continue to move across the country. Greg Navarro, CGTN, Brisbane.